Good evening and welcome to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. I'm Ryan Magnuson. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Ryan Grover, and of course, as always, head coach Mike Castellano. We got picked up for a second season here, so
it was all you. You carried us.
Yeah.
I did hear you have a face for radio, so we do appreciate you inviting us back. But no, we're glad to be back. Glad to see all our parents out here, our principals here. A lot of teachers are here, so it's good to see the support and the excitement for our program and for our school.
Yeah, so with this being the first show, we're coming off a scrimmage. I know we have a little highlight reel to show. Do you want to build that, talk that up a little bit?
We actually had one practice against another team, Millbrook, and then we scrimmaged two other teams. One was Reagan out of the western part of the state, who we think is going to have a great season. And then we were lucky enough to go against Southern Durham this past Saturday at the high school OT. Obviously, they won the 3A state title, and my first year here, we actually played them, I believe, the second game of the season. So it was good to see a team with a quarterback who's committed to Wake and a bunch of D1 players and a lot of speed. And these highlights are going to be from that. I think the final score was 17-12, but we weren't, excited how he played the entire scrimmage, but it was good to get a win. The first play you're going to see here is Elijah Perry. He breaks a long run, does a great job with his vision, bounces outside, tries to set up his blocks, and it has a lot of balance at the end and got that thing all the way down to the 3, I believe. You'll see in the tight copy here that we're going to come up on, you can see Terry gets a pancake, number 57, finishes his block off. And then the great job by Bobby as well to continue to the linebacker level to get a block and spring that play. The second play, I believe, is the very next one. It's Brant Grisel. Elijah Perry has a great read on the play. It's kind of a, one read, throw it to one or two guys' plays. He does it, throws it on time, is accurate. I believe he threw 37 last year, and we look forward to have a great year this year as well for us. The third play here is Isaiah Herring. I don't know why I said that. Isaiah Herring. He actually gets beat with some terrible technique on the play, and as he gets beat, finds a way to recover. And as you can see here, the reason it happens is Z, 63, actually gets pressure on that quarterback and forces him to throw the ball under. The next play is another touchdown pass to Elijah Perry from Brant. Great job by Elijah right here getting that thing in the end zone. He could have been tackled on the 1-yard line. I believe it was a third down play, and he made sure he got in the end zone for us. And you can see the excitement among our guys after he scores. It's one thing to learn how to make a play. It's another thing to learn how to celebrate for your teammate who makes a play. Mm-hmm. And we're excited when our guys do that one another. And the last play you're going to see here is the play that actually won the scrimmage for us. Brendan Weinberg is actually playing dual positions for us this year. And we're not going to say he's built like a D lineman sometimes, but he plays linebacker and he's playing a little DN for us. And he does a great job with his pass for us, gets a sack, and it wins the scrimmage for us.
Yeah, so, going into a scrimmage, I know you want to see depth and you want to see a lot of different looks. So were you able to cycle through the players that you wanted to look at?
We're still doing that. That's what practice is for every day. Scrimmage is obviously a situation where you can dry run everything that's going to happen on a Friday night. It gives us an opportunity to talk about, where our captains are going to be if a penalty is called, who our captains are, which we're excited on Saturday to name our 4 captains is Terry Patterson, Elijah Perry, Austin Ludwig, and Brant Grisel for the season. We're excited to see those guys go out there and do the coin flip every week because we believe they're the ones who lead our team every day in and out of practice. And as we go through each scrimmage, we're just trying to figure out something else we're good at or something else we need to improve on.
Obviously, Coach, you're going into a new season. You lost a few players to graduation. Can you just talk about some of the positions that you feel confident about, and then some of the positions that aren't quite there yet, or you're still working on?
We've got to get more consistent at linebacker play, get a little more consistent at wide receiver play. We like for the most part our offensive line. We think they have a chance to be pretty productive. Obviously, we think a lot about our quarterback. We played 3 quarterbacks in 3 different scrimmage settings that all are committed or offered Division I. Mm-hmm. And I asked our coaches afterwards, who was the best quarterback we saw? And they all said Brant Grisel, no doubt. Yeah. So we feel real good about him. We like our running backs. We think Elijah Perry obviously is a captain, but also a team leader. He's probably the hardest guy in the weight room, working out for us, and I think has a 3.4 GPA. Mm-hmm. So we feel good about those guys. On defense, we've got some defensive linemen we think can be really successful for us, as well as the safety position.
So
I'm sorry. And our kicker is pretty darn good, too.
Oh, yeah?
If y'all would come to the game, do all the crazy onside kicks, he's pretty
yeah,
good, too.
he picked up an offer not too long ago, right? Yeah.
Yes, he got a full scholarship offer from App State. It was his first official offer. South Carolina, East Carolina, and some other schools have told him he can make the team as a preferred walk-on with a chance to earn a scholarship if he earns a starting job. But App State has offered him a full ride.
Awesome, cool. So we're going to be talking to Brant later on in the show, too. Could you talk a little bit more about his progression going into his senior year now?
Yeah, Brant's really an outgoing guy, so don't let him get too excited while he's up here. Okay?
I remember from last year, yeah.
So obviously, you know, you just got done with scrimmages, and we won't talk about Friday until you come back next. But can you just kind of go through what next week's going to look like for you guys, or have you already started that process with Garner?
With Garner?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, we actually usually we spend Saturday mornings breaking down film on the opposing team. This year we didn't receive any film from them, so we're trying to go by what we memorized. But usually Saturday morning you're breaking down film. We'll take a couple-hour break in the afternoon where our coaches usually do something together, whether it be watch a college game or go to a college game. And then we come back that evening again, make sure everything's input into the computer. We have a process where every coach has a responsibility with the data, the information that we can get. And Sunday morning, usually we break down our own game, grade it. Then we staff meet on the Sunday from usually 11 to 2. And then myself, Coach Wilkes, other coaches begin working on special teams at that point. So that's kind of our process that we do. We're already, for us, by the time we get to tomorrow evening, either we've got the right plan or the wrong plan. You can't do anything about it, and you've got to move forward.
Right. Well, Coach, we'll obviously go into Garner later, but I appreciate your time right now, and we'll see you later.
Okay. Thank you.
Guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza and Cary. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Ruckus was started 11 years ago in Mission Valley Shopping Center as a couple of college guys that wanted to have great pizza, a great bar, and a good time.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though.
Your favorite's the food? I think it's the staff.
Big TVs, great TVs. Wednesday trivia nights, there's just always something going on here. It's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, anytime you show up, there's always some different event.
Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. It's a very broad menu that has a great price point for today's time.
It's all homemade food, which I think is one thing that sets us apart. We get
one block,
and
he shrugs them off, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog. One block.
Back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. And we are now joined by Principal Wade Martin. Mr. Martin, thank you for joining us again tonight. You were with us last year, I remember.
My pleasure.
It's first show. It's becoming a tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
We've started a lot of new traditions at Middle Creek High School. Certainly a successful football program isn't one of those traditions that we've started. That's been a long standing.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start there. Have you seen the team in preseason at all going into this year? Or?
I was not able to make it out on Saturday, but I have poked my head out and watched some practice, and I've seen some of the other scrimmage work that they've had, and the time and effort and energy they put into preparing is just outstanding. So I don't think there's anyone on staff at Middle Creek that is not pumped up for Friday night's game.
Absolutely.
Well, as a head administrator, how hands-on are you with the athletic program, with the teams and the coaches and all that?
After the game, I give them high fives. I try to surround myself with good people that know what they're doing and give them the program. Coach Castellano and his staff are top-notch. I don't think there's any question of that. when they have a question for me or they need me, I try to be there for them. Other than that, I try to stay out of their way.
Good. And on a Friday nights, do you get to enjoy the game? Or are you too nervous to enjoy it? Or
We all we try to enjoy the game. Obviously, a great crowd like Garner that we're expecting on Friday. We're there as supervision, but fortunately for me, not only does Coach Castellano surround himself with a great team, I've got a strong admin team. They supervise the kids, so I can watch a little bit of the game. Sometimes it's good to be on the top.
Mm-hmm. With these big rivalry games, is there any contact or trash talk with the other principal? Is there any wages going on?
yeah.
No, we haven't. Mr. Cook and myself. Mr. Cook, this is going to be his last Middle Creek Garner game. He's making the transition over to central office, so I'm sure he'll be there, and I'm sure he'll be back next year when we go to Garner. But no gentlemen's wages or bets.
We can work it out later. It's all right. Yeah. We're also gonna be talking about the volleyball program later. Can you set that up for us?
Yeah, we have gone through a transition year, but we are super excited about the work that Coach Core and her new staff has put in to get the girls ready for the season. Coach Core last year had the opportunity to lead the JV squad, did a phenomenal job, and we were 100% confident that she was ready to make that transition up to the varsity level. So we're looking for great things. They have super supportive parents. A great program, and I think we're going to continue to see that grow as well.
Well, I couldn't let you leave without asking. I need your prediction for Friday, and I just want numbers. You can give us a reason why you think that way, but you can't get around this one.
I don't know that I have any numbers. I haven't looked into my magic ball, but I have no doubt that Middle Creek's going to come out on top.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Outstanding. Thank you. And
Once again, go ahead.
I was just going to take that opportunity to also thank Ruckus Pizza for supporting this program that not only our students but our coaches are able to put forward on behalf of the Middle Creek community. So thank you again to Ruckus
Absolutely.
Pizza.
Good pizza.
Once again, guys, we are live at Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block, the Middle Creek Coaches Show. We'll be right back.
Ruckus was started 11 years ago in Mission Valley Shopping Center as a couple of college guys that wanted to have great pizza, a great bar, and a good time.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though.
your favorite's the food? I think it's the staff.
Big TVs, great TVs. Wednesday trivia nights, there's just always something going on here. It's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, anytime you show up, there's always some different event.
Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. It's a very broad menu that has a great price point for today's time.
It's all homemade food, which I think is one thing that sets us apart. We get nothing in bagged or frozen or pre-made. It's all made in-house from scratch ingredients, and it's the best stuff we can buy.
We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza. Ruckus is the perfect restaurant for families and children. Great kids specials, half-price kids meals on Monday and Tuesday night.
And we're open till 2 a.m., so the ones that don't have kids can come out and stay as late as they want.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block, live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by offensive coordinator Steve Burdeau. Coach Burdeau, thank you for joining us again.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. If you can just start off by tell us where the offense is right now going into week 1.
Offense is working hard right now. We lost several players from last year, so some young guys are stepping up, following Brant and Elijah and some of our offensive linemen's lead. But we're in a solid spot right now.
With those losses, what are you looking to see from these younger players through the summer?
We both sides of the ball, but Coach Williams does a great job with the quarterbacks. Coach Wilkes, Coach King, working with our skill guys, and Coach Calabria working with the OL. just taking that coaching and giving all their effort.
So I know we're going without film from Garner, but what are we expecting from that defense on Friday?
We're expecting same type of Garner defense. They're going to be fast. They're going to be physical. We're going to line up and we're going to play Middle Creek football.
And can you speak a little bit about starting the year with a tough opponent and a rival on that, and how that builds a team early on in the season?
I think we always try to schedule tough non-conference schedule to get us ready for our conference. It's a good conference. But playing teams like Southern Durham and Reagan and Millbrook in our scrimmages hopefully prepares for a Garner.
And do you have any, before we let you go, do you have any things that you need to see the offense, get done to be successful?
I think as long as we play at our tempo and give effort, take our coaching, we'll do some great things.
Well, Coach, thank you for your time and good luck on Friday.
Thank you very much.
Once again, guys, you're watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Drugs them all. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
Ruckus was started 11 years ago in Mission Valley Shopping Center as a couple of college guys that wanted to have great pizza, a great bar, and a good time.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though.
Your favorite's the food? I think it's the staff.
Big TVs, great TVs. Wednesday trivia nights, there's just always something going on here. It's my favorite part of Ruckus.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, anytime you show up, there's always some different event.
Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. It's a very broad menu that has a great price point for today's time.
It's all homemade food, which I think is one thing that sets us apart. We get nothing in bagged or frozen or pre-made. It's all made in-house from scratch ingredients, and it's the best stuff we can buy.
We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza. Ruckus is the perfect restaurant for families and children. Great kids specials, half price kids meals on Monday and Tuesday night.
And we're open until 2 a.m., so the ones that don't have kids can come out and stay as late as they want.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. We are now joined by senior quarterback Brant Grisel. Brant, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. If you could just start off by telling us where you're at right now, where the offense is at, and where this team is at heading into Friday.
Well, we haven't done much yet. There's still a lot of work. We're pretty solid right now. We're having some pretty good practices, and I don't know. We're solid right now, but we're not where we need to be quite yet.
Obviously, you're a captain on this team. You're a senior. What kind of added things are you kind of putting on yourself? As this is your final year in Middle Creek.
Well, just to be a leader on and off the field and play the best I can and try to help the team.
What kind of things did you work on in your game going into this season?
Well, obviously, stuff with Coach Williams, throwing the ball, getting better, getting a little more comfortable in the pocket and with what I'm doing, and just trusting my eyes and just yeah.
You lost a few players on offense. Have you been doing anything extra to kind of get the younger kids involved, or are you just business as usual?
Well, there's a lot of young talent for sure. I mean, they're capable of making big plays. They're capable of catching the ball. The chemistry needs to get there, but I'm pretty confident within right now, if we can just keep playing solid and keep it going.
So week 1 rivalry game going into your senior year. How much are you looking forward to this Friday?
I'm looking pretty forward to it. Garner's obviously a really good program, but I think if we can finish up this week with a solid practice, we can put up a pretty good fight.
Well, I'll ask you the same question I asked your coach. What are the things that this offense needs to do on Friday to be successful?
Just play with tempo, trust in what we're doing. Just go 100% and just keep going.
Well, I appreciate your time and good luck on Friday.
Thanks, Brant.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Ruckus was started 11 years ago. It's a couple of college guys that wanted to have great pizza, a great bar, and a good time.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
My favorite's the food, though.
Your favorite's the food? I think it's the staff.
Big TVs, great TVs. Wednesday trivia nights, there's just always something going on here. It's my favorite part of Ruckus.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, anytime you show up, there's always some different event.
Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. It's a very broad menu that has a great price point for today's time.
It's all homemade food, which I think sets us apart. We get nothing in bagged or frozen or pre-made. It's all made in-house from scratch ingredients, and it's the best stuff we can buy.
We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza. Ruckus is a restaurant for families and children. Great kids specials, half-price kids meals on Monday and Tuesday night.
And we're open till 2 a.m., so the ones that don't have kids can come out and stay as late as they want.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary, and we are now joined by head varsity volleyball coach Adrienne Core. Coach Core, got some fans in the building tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, so we were just talking to you a little bit. This is your first year as a varsity coach. How's it been so far?
It's been awesome. It's a little overwhelming, to say the least, but jumping in head first. I got everything that I could from Coach Martzoff before she headed back to New York, but just trying to be the best that I can be and get these girls prepared for conference play. Over a week now, so doing everything we can to use the talent we have.
Well, Avi, you kind of mentioned it that you were the the JV coach last year. What are some of the differences in job responsibility, and kind of what does it look like differently on a daily basis?
First thing that comes to mind, I think, is the expectations. If you look at the 11 girls we have on that varsity team, there's some incredible talent we have. And I think the expectations are there for us to perform in this conference and do well. But just handling things by yourself. A lot of things you could run a Coach Martzoff and get drills, but now it's up to me to find out what these girls need to be prepared and do our best.
Yeah, so you mentioned the talent that you have. Can you expand on that and what fans can expect from this?
We only lost one senior last year, so we have the majority of our starting lineup returning, as well as 4 seniors. So there's the talent there. These girls have played together. They've worked hard in the off season, and I think it's just pulling that all together as one team and see what they can do.
Well, you have your first game in a little bit over a week. How does this team? I'm not sure how much you've seen of other teams in the conference. How does this team kind of stack up to the rest of the teams?
We did visit Triangle Volleyball Club's Prep Challenge last weekend, and we were able to see a lot of our conference play other teams. We weren't able to play any that were in. I tell these girls every single day at practice, I would put our starting 6 up against any other team in this conference, and we will compete. I think chemistry is such a big part of our team, and getting these girls to play as one can be huge, and I still believe they can compete with anybody.
So we're going to be talking to one of your players up next. Could you set that up for us?
Our senior captain, Lauren Durham, she is our libero. So she is the one that plays back row for our middle. So she is our #1 defensive specialist and is a great leader on our team. She was, of course, voted by her teammates to be captain and is a great leader to step up for these girls on and off the court to make sure everybody's doing what they need to be doing. They're here at practice. They're on time. They come ready to work. So I look forward to big things from her. She is, I don't know if she'll hurt me for saying this, but she's actually going to be playing sand volleyball at Stetson next year on scholarship. So huge, huge honor for her.
A little bit over a week again. Can you just talk about the things that you want to see your team do over this next week to get ready for that first game?
And it's kind of funny to say I don't think there's anything physically left for us to do to prepare, but it's all mental. I think it's all getting there in our heads that we can compete with these girls. A lot of other teams in our conference have standing records that they are top in our conference, top in state playoffs every single year, but I want them to believe that they are right there with them. And if we can mentally believe that, I think we'll be there.
Well, we appreciate your time and good luck on your first varsity game.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, you're watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
Ruckus was started 11 years ago in Mission Valley Shopping Center as a couple of college guys that wanted to have great pizza, a great bar, and a good time.
It is a ruckus. It's a good time. We've got live music 4 or 5 nights a week. And
You know, my favorite's the food, though.
your favorite's the food? I think it's the staff.
Big TVs, great TVs, Wednesday trivia nights. There's just always something going on here. It's my favorite part of Ruckus.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, anytime you show up, there's always some different event.
Our menu is very varied. We have great hamburgers, great pizza, great pasta, great sandwiches, great salads. It's a very broad menu that has a great price point for today's time.
It's all homemade food, which I think is one thing that sets us apart. We get nothing in bagged or frozen or pre-made. It's all made in-house from scratch ingredients, and it's the best stuff we can buy.
We're famous for our New York style pizza. It's a huge 24-inch pizza with just right amount of cheese and sauce. And
all right, enough about the big pizza. Seriously, I sometimes still get a little bit long-winded, and this is a perfect fit for taking care of that.
It's great pizza. Ruckus is the perfect restaurant for families and children. Great kids specials, half-price kids meals on Monday and Tuesday night.
And we're open till 2 a.m., so the ones that don't have kids can come out and stay as late as they want.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary, North Carolina. We are now sitting down with volleyballer Lauren Durham. Lauren, we just learned that you are a libero for the team. So could you talk about a little bit, about your responsibilities and then going into week 1?
Well, a libero, my main responsibilities are passing and being one of the best defensive players out there on the court. I don't count as a substitution, so that's a benefit, but I can't play front row at all, and I'm the one that wears a different colored jersey.
Nice. I always wondered what the different colored jersey was.
That's what that means.
Learn something every day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a new season. What do you think the strengths are of this team?
We have a lot of good talent on our team, a lot of teams that play travel. We have a strong offense and strong defense, so I think all around we should be good.
And it sounds like your head coach has all the confidence in the world in you and your team. So talk about what that's like.
It's great to have a coach that has confidence in you. It definitely comes out into the players as we play, and we definitely need to come together a bit as a team, but I think we can definitely compete in our conference.
Well, this team has obviously been together for a while. Can you kind of speak to on team chemistry? How does that benefit you guys in the game? Getting ready for competition and all that.
It is great that we've been together for a really long time. A lot of us have played together since middle school. There are some new people, so it's going to be tough getting to bring them into the team. It's definitely important to play as one, not 6 individuals. Otherwise, we won't play well.
Yeah.
Are there any games you're looking forward to specifically this year?
Definitely Apex.
Yeah.
As a senior, what is your mentality kind of going into your final season in high school?
I have a lot of high expectations for a team. I definitely want to try to make conference or like playoffs, and I definitely feel like I have to be a leader for all the younger kids coming up, and yeah.
And so, do you have any any things that this team that everyone should look out for? What is this team going to be known for throughout the conference?
I think we're going to be known for just being a great team, like as one. Like everybody is great on our team, and as soon as we come together and play like one, we'll be really good, and then everybody will know our name.
Awesome. Well, good luck next week on your first game.
Thank you.
Once again, guys, you are watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show, broadcasting live from Ruckus Pizza. This is the Sports Block. We'll be right back.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off. And he makes another 2. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
Robert.
Welcome back to the Middle Creek Coaches Show. This is the Sports Block live from Ruckus Pizza in Cary. And we are now into our final segment of the night with head coach Mike Castellano. And Coach, was there something we wanted to go over here?
2 quick things. First thing I wanted to do is this year we created our own discount card. And I say we, it was actually Robert, who's the owner of Ruckus, that I wanted to introduce you to, but he hates taking credit.
You want to zoom in on this?
Make sure we tell him thank you. And it was Miss Marcheski. They worked extremely hard and difficult to get this, but he actually created an online website where you can order the card, and it's mchssavingscard.com. And you can actually order on there. You can see what the discounts are, and it's the best card in the state of North Carolina, and we appreciate what he has done for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks good. So we've talked to everyone else about Garner and about Friday. It's your turn now. So what are we looking for? What is the team going to look like on Friday?
We're probably going to be wearing black uniforms.
Black on black?
Probably black on black. They'll probably have white uniforms on.
We are going to be playing football, right?
Yeah, we're going to play football, hopefully. No, it's going to be a good game, hopefully. They're a really good team. They've got 4 or 5 new kids that have moved into the area or gone to school there, and those guys are pretty talented. So they were already a talented, fast football team, and now they've got a lot more talent. From what we watched in scrimmages in person, it kind of looked like what Garner traditionally does. They're going to try to run over you, have a lot of good athletes, put a lot of pressure on you when they're on defense.
Well, you mentioned a little bit about the running game. You can't talk about Garner's offense with obviously that big running back that they have over there. How are you going to try to contain him and make sure that he doesn't, hurt you?
We try to prepare for every player on the team. Obviously, he's one of their extremely talented players. He's a great player. But you don't try to contain him. You try to execute what you do. Mm-hmm. We tell our guys all the time, we don't care who we play. We care what we do. Mm-hmm. So if we do what we're supposed to, we'll have a chance to see if we can make plays.
So I know we expect a really big crowd on hand again this Friday. So can you talk about what that means to you as a coach to see the support there?
I look out here right now, and we have more support at this coaches show than we had last year, which means we have more people involved, more people supporting this program. I see more teachers outside, earlier than I saw at Endpoint last year. Administration here, and we've got tables inside that are full. So I think, support with this program, Mr. Martin all the way down, and it starts with our parents. So I know we'll have a good crowd. We have a good crowd wherever we play because we have people that care about our program, and that's our parents too. But when it comes to Friday night, you schedule a game, you play it. If it's supposed to be played in the middle of the parking lot, you play it there. It just so happens it's going to be at home against a team that's probably ranked pretty high, I assume, and has a couple D1 players supposedly, and we know they're well coached. So, just excited anytime we get a chance to play football.
And lastly, Coach, what are the type of things that you're looking to, as much as you can, tell us, obviously, what are you trying to execute on Friday to be successful?
Well, the first play is going to be a reverse flea flicker pass throwback. No, obviously.
We'll edit that out.
We'll
It's
hold you
all
that too.
Yeah. Coach Burdeau's over there yelling at me now. No, we just want to compete. Last year we started off 0-1, and then we went 2-2. And the next thing you know, we won 10 straight. Mm-hmm. We were one play/call away from being in the state championship game. Obviously, I still have no hard feelings about that.
No. Short memory.
Neither do we.
Yeah, I haven't let that one go yet. But, it's one game at a time. It's one day at a time. Tomorrow we got to have a good practice. We got to have high tempo. When we go out there Friday night, we want to see our guys compete. It's an opportunity to get ourselves on film against maybe one of the best teams, if not the best team we'll play all year. So we have a chance to go back and correct and evaluate who our guys are and what we need to do to make them better.
And, Coach, you've gone through a lot of different seasons coaching football. On Friday night before you come out that tunnel, are you still going to have those pregame jitters, or are you going to be ready to go?
I have jitters every time we go on the practice field. That's just, if you don't get excited and nervous to coach this game, then it's time you get out of this game. It's been, I think this is my 20th season. And, I'm probably, you can ask our coaches, by Thursday of game week, you can ask Coach Williams, we eat dinner together every night, and on Thursday of game week, I'm probably miserable to be around, probably intolerable to be around, to be honest with you. And I know that, but that's the beautiful part about this. It's the only thing in the world I know how to do where I get to compete every day with friends and a bunch of great guys that want to work hard.
Awesome. Well, Coach, good luck on Friday. And
one more thing I would like to add.
Yep.
You are not allowed to wear Carey socks to the Middle Creek coaches show.
That's an official rule now.
It's okay to have the bad haircut, but you cannot wear those socks. I do want to add thank you for Time Warner Cable. I guess we're the game of the week, and they're out here tonight, and they're covering this and filming this and filming our sports block people as well that are here. So I appreciate Time Warner for coming out and supporting this as well.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm going to have to run to my car now, I appreciate your that comment.
You deserve it.
You wore them.
Yeah. It's your choice.
Well, guys, you have been watching the Middle Creek Coaches Show live from Ruckus Pizza. This was the Sports Block. We'll see you next time.